Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerd Mode On, and welcome to recap a video series where I'll be going over what has been occurring over the last week and just talk with you guys about things that you can be expecting in future episodes. So with that said and done, let's jump right into the episode, shall we? So of course, talking a little bit about the YouTube side of things, I would say that that stuff is a little bit more prevalent to you guys considering that you're seeing the final product when it comes down to it. Unless you're following me on social media, then of course you can always get a behind the scenes look at some of the projects going on, as well as some further information, which I always find to be pretty awesome. It's kind of like an exclusive club only for those that are willing to go through and actually hit the follow button. So maybe that's something you're interested in, maybe not, but when it comes down to it, that's always something that's available to you guys, considering that everything you need is in the description below. But with that said, of course, there are some days that currently don't occupy a series, and that's something that I've been really striving to get forward. Now, of course, we have Thursday, Saturday, and now Monday that don't currently have their own individual series. They're just kind of my personalized days that I can kind of look through, figure out what I want to make a video on, and just kind of get that ready for you guys. And I like those kind of themes, but I don't want to go back to the old way of my channel, because having 7 days to just make those kind of videos, it was never fun and it was very difficult. And I know that sounds weird for a content producer to say something's difficult like that, but when it comes down to the main basics of making a video, it can definitely be a little bit interesting to come up with a topic that's interesting but at the same expense isn't reverberated from the previous day. And that's something that I fell victim to. I would commonly make videos that were almost identical to the day before it, and they would just continue on this train. And it wasn't that I was purposely doing it for any kind of gain or anything. It's just that was how my mind worked. You know, I wanted to continue to talk about that topic, though it had already been talked about to the full extent of what the topic was. And that was just something that I had to kind of get past, and that's why series started popping up. That's why I took a lot more feedback and tried to really make the channel a lot more of a community channel. Now, however, I don't take user-submitted content and put it on my channel. That's not what I'm made for. That's not what I would like to do with this channel, considering that I put a lot of effort into it by itself, and it just wouldn't be very beneficial by itself. Now, however, I do like to have a community based around the channel, which I think is always a good thing, because then that's something that I've been striving for a very long time, and it's so far been working out fairly well. It seems like most of you guys that watch the videos enjoy the content being uploaded on a day-to-day basis, as well as I do other things. I do more informative videos, some are gun statistic videos, some are just funny videos for you to enjoy and have a good time with, and by and large, they seem to be fairly moderate when it comes down to the overall size or the duration of the video, which I think is pretty good for you guys that, you know, have breaks at work, or maybe you're in school, or whatever the case is. You know, you don't want a 30-minute video all the time. Now, that's not to say that some of you guys don't want a 30-minute video, but by and large, I feel like smaller videos are a little bit easier for everybody to enjoy, especially with how the society works and as much effort that you have to put into society. Now, of course, transitioning into the gaming side of things, at least for myself, I've been actually playing some different games this week. I've been having a lot of fun playing some of the old titles that are currently on my computer, as well as some new things that I'm looking to purchase hopefully in the future. But by and large, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4, don't get me wrong. I've been enjoying every waking minute of it, especially when it works out for me. I always think that's a good thing. But by and large, been really enjoying that, playing some games here nor there, and that's just been a lot of fun. Now, of course, I've been playing some DayZ standalone experimental. I would like to play the vanilla version, but my character is kind of fully geared, and I don't exactly jump on there all the time by myself and play. And when I do play, it seems to be with a party of at least one or more guys. And I think that's a lot of fun to roll in a team, be able to have multiple eyes scanning the area, and, you know, of course, having some fun with maybe some of the fresh spawns from time to time. I know some people get really upset about that kind of stuff, and I'm not sure why, but when it comes down to it, of course, a threat is a threat, and sometimes a threat needs to be terminated. So that's just kind of how I look at it. It's my way of having fun with the game. DayZ standalone is definitely nowhere near what the DayZ mod was, and you don't really see a whole lot of common interest, especially when it comes down to combining minds. So there really isn't a whole lot of purpose at the moment to really be the most friendly person in the world. That's not saying that you can't be friendly, but I feel like it's a little bit more risky, and there's really not a whole lot of reward to it. So sometimes we go on a killing spree and just have some fun. But it seems like we've been killing a lot of geared guys lately, and that's been a lot of fun. It's actually kind of nice to go up to the airfield, which everybody knows is a kill on sight. I like when people try to act like the airfield is like, oh, raise your hand and wave at the guy across the field with a bolt-action sniper rifle and cross your fingers, he ain't gonna shoot you in the head. But, of course, we've been having a lot of fun going up there, killing some armored guys that return fire at us, and everything just seems to be working out very well. And we've been really making our runs at the airfield, considering that ammunition for 5.56 has been a little scarce, especially considering that I think you can only find it at the military bases in the first place, but I could be wrong. I don't have the most time played in DayZ standalone, unlike other titles that I play a lot of. Now, of course, alongside that, I actually just got done completing the Stick of Truth for South Park, and that was a lot of fun. That was hilarious. I forgot how funny South Park by itself is, alone with how funny the game was. Now, of course, I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of it, so it's not going to be a blind Let's Play. I would never want to do a Let's Play completely blind, considering that they always seem to be interesting. You feel like you die more than you should, and it's just not as entertaining as it could be if you maybe played a few missions, got the main gist of what the overall control scheme is, and just kind of enjoyed the title for what it is. And that's definitely, I can't wait to do that. That'll be something a lot of fun, and it's going to really be a pain when it comes to rendering it, but by and large, I will be producing 4K content for it, considering that I think 4K is the only way to do YouTube right anymore, but that's an opinion. I can't force it onto you guys to believe, but I really enjoy 4K, and it just really makes everything look a lot more beautiful than maybe it would if it was in 1080p or any less resolution that tends to get hit by pixelation a little bit heavier than other content. Now, of course, talking just a little bit about what's been going on in real life, since the last time I talked with you guys mainly about what I do and my lifestyle and all that good stuff that comes along with the recap videos, I've actually acquired a job, which I knew would come. It's never really a surprise. I do have a pretty good resume when it comes down to it. Maybe not the best when it comes down to the duration of the job that I occupy, but I have worked jobs that pay significantly more than minimum wage, and that just seems to really help in acquiring the job, considering that most of the time those are due to raises or being there long enough to hit the next raise or accomplishing certain tasks to achieve that raise or whatever the case is. Now, of course, a lot of the other jobs that I've occupied are a lot more physical labor, and that always looks really good on jobs that don't exactly require a whole lot of physical labor by itself, and being able to have more of a technologically advanced mind when it comes down to what technology is and being able to use it kind of puts you in a better seat. But of course, most of us young guys, you know, if you're 25 and below or maybe even 30 and below, you probably know how to use a computer very well. You kind of grew up with the technology. It's very easy for you to come into contact with. So of course, you're not really competing with your peers on that technological level, but of course, if you're competing with somebody that's maybe in their 60s, of course, you're probably going to have a really good chance of getting the job. But overall, I'm looking to start here probably next week, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a little bit different compared to some of the other jobs I've had, but at the same expense, it's very like a lot of the retail jobs I've worked. It's not really going to be that big of a surprise. It's just that there isn't really a whole lot of customers per hour in comparison to something like Walmart or whatever the case is. So it's going to be a little slower, which I think will be pretty good, but it's not going to be completely dead to the point where you're just like, oh, why am I even here and I'm wasting my time? And I'm hoping that's how it is. Of course, I haven't really been there and done all that stuff yet, and I guess I'll keep you guys updated as we progress through it. But really, that's all I've been doing. I mean, on the side, making you guys content, which I do every single day, unless I happen to miss a day, but that's pretty rare nowadays at least. But overall, been making you guys tons of videos, and I've been really enjoying that, putting some projects up there on the works, and really filling out my whiteboard with other things that I want to do. Every time I think of a new thing, you can believe it or not, it's going right on that whiteboard. And there's quite a bit of projects up there, and I'm looking to really get some of them started here soon and maybe finish a couple. But by and large, that's just kind of what's been going on. Really nothing that's really crazy at the moment, but I'd imagine here in the next week or two, I'll have a lot more fun stories for you guys to hear, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them as we progress through. But anyway, guys, that has come to the end of the episode of Recap, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys found something entertaining throughout the video, and when it comes down to it, guys, of course, I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's video, but until then, guys, this is NMO, and I'm going to be signing out. Peace.